Welcome to the International Two Sides Short Film Festival, Director Q&As. We have Marcelo Oliveira and William Oliveira as our guests from Brazil, and we will talk about their short film, Air, now. First, could you introduce yourself shortly?
Eu sou o William, eu tenho 27 anos e a gente mora junto, né? A gente tem um relacionamento, eu e Marcelo, e a gente vem desde 2014 trabalhando juntos com cinema audiovisual. E aí...
Olá, meu nome é Marcelo, tenho 35 anos, sou ator, diretor e palhaço.
Okay, so he's 27 and he's 35. They both work with audiovisual since like way before they now are in a relationship. They're a couple, and Air came to them like as a idea to do in the pandemic. And he's also a clown. He works as a clown. He's an actor, and he's a director, and he works with making movies, short movies for a lot of different places.
Now I switch to my general questions about you. Why do you make films? What would you tell us about your motivations for making films?
No meu caso, acho que desde criança existe uma paixão Eu sou muito cinéfilo desde pequeno, então assistia muitos filmes e ficava nessa de brincar de fazer filme quando criança também. E aí, quando fui crescendo aos 16 anos e comecei a escrever a primeira história, e de forma totalmente independente, consegui realizar envolvendo acho que umas 30 pessoas para fazer o primeiro filme, e eu fui vendo que isso era a minha paixão. E hoje é a forma de eu conseguir me expressar artisticamente sobre coisas que eu sinto, coisas que eu vivo e ao meu redor também, pessoas próximas, e que me fazem me inspirar a poder me expressar através dessa arte que é o cinema, e desde criança eu venho, enfim, é uma paixão desde criança, então...
It's a love of William since he was a little kid. He would love like to play, make like he's a crazy person for movies. He's a really enthusiast, and as a kid he would like play that he was like a director and making movies. And then when he was 16, he wrote his first script, and he managed to like get like about 30 people to make the short film with him. I was one of them. And it's just like a childhood love. It's like all his life he's in love with movies, and life was really gave him opportunities to work with, and then he's just like going forward with it.
Eu moro num bairro chamado Boa Vista, e ele é um bairro considerado aqui em Recife um bairro gay. E com 16 anos de idade eu vim morar nesse bairro. E eu sempre tive vontade de registrar o universo gay, tudo que acontece no universo gay dentro do bairro. E foi quando eu conheci o William, né, eu convidei para a gente fazer um trabalho, foi o nosso primeiro trabalho juntos, né, foi o Boa Vista, que intitula o nome do bairro. E a partir daí, minha paixão por cinema, fazer cinema, se iniciou.
So Marcelo lives in a neighborhood called Boa Vista. It's a gay neighborhood. Like it's well known as a gay neighborhood. And when he was 16, he moved here, and he felt the need to show everything that was going around this neighborhood, like tell stories about it. And when he felt the need to, he contacted William, so they could, like, he knew that William worked with like movies and stuff, and his passion for movies began there, like when they met, you know. So it's like a perfect merge.
How do circumstances and facilities such as collaborations and funding for filmmaking affect you in your country?
A gente está vivendo momento muito difícil aqui no Brasil, assim, para quem faz arte de maneira geral. O nosso governo é de extrema direita, e tivemos muitos cortes em verbas e editais, né? Então, são 4 anos de mandato, então a gente já vem sofrendo consequências dos cortes, e principalmente a gente que trabalha com cinema LGBT. Então, a forma que a gente tem feito aqui cinema é fazendo vaquinha pela internet, de forma independente, e procurando apoios privados, assim, de empresas, mas assim, do governo federal, estadual, as verbas foram bem cortadas. E principalmente a gente que faz cinema com a temática LGBT.
So we are living real dark times here in Brazil. For anyone who makes art in general, like any artist, we have like a really right-wing president right now, and all funds have been shut down and cut off, like state funds and federal funds. We don't really have it, so it's completely independent, the filmmaking for them, because it's like online things that they do, like to ask for money for people who support their work, and there's not a lot of support coming from the government and like big companies and stuff like that, mostly for them because they do like LGBTQA plus filmmaking, you know, they're like really focused on that, and there's a lot of prejudice, and so it's really hard for them to make it, but thank everyone that helps, because it's really a community, you know, so we help each other.
What are your future plans?
Nossa, é bem difícil falar de planos, de objetivos, de planos futuros em meio à pandemia que a gente está vivendo. Mas para a gente, né, continuar vivo, salvar nossa alma com a arte, a gente se torna obrigado a pensar. Ok? E posso continuar? E a gente sim está no momento muito de escrever os filmes que a gente tem em festivais online, né? A gente está resgatando o material que a gente já tinha gravado e está fazendo pequenos curtas e colocando para circular. Esse está sendo nosso objetivo atual. E para o futuro, a gente quer continuar captando verba, porque a gente pensa muito em entrar nesse mundo fantástico, né? A gente começou com terror, e o próximo curta que a gente está planejando fazer são 2, né? Um de tubarão e o outro de super-herói, todos com temáticas LGBT.
It's really hard to talk about plans right now because it's such a blurry moment, like in general for everyone, but they feel obligated to make art, you know, and like subscribing to festivals online so they can like spread the word of what they're making, and just to save their souls. Like it's not actually like, it's an obligation, like inside them. It's like, I need to do this because it's the only thing that I know and love. And right now their plans, it's like to keep going with short films, and they started with horror movies, but now they have plans to, like, they have 2 short films coming up, like already with scripts and stuff, and one is about like sharks, and the other one is like a superhero theme, but always within the LGBTQ community, you know, like always embracing this.
That's great. I want to ask some questions particularly on the film. Now, the first one is, how did you get interested in this subject? Why did you particularly choose to comment on LGBTQIA plus community in the pandemic? Why this subject?
A gente decidiu morar juntos, e um mês depois começou a pandemia. A gente não esperava chegar tão rápido aqui, e a gente se viu passando isolamento social juntos numa casa. E aí, durante o início da pandemia, essa coisa da morte, tendo notícias de pessoas próximas falecendo por causa do coronavírus, e começou a bater muitas sensações, assim, o medo, principalmente o medo da morte, em mim em particular, bateu muito, despertou a crise de ansiedade, e eu tive muita sorte de ter ele ao meu lado, por dar esse apoio nesse momento. Mas a gente bateu muita reflexão também durante esse período, porque como é que seria, assim, eu tive muito privilégio, né, de ter um companheiro ao meu lado, eu enquanto gay, mas a gente refletiu muito, assim, em pessoas que tá na mesma situação de pandemia, só que sozinho, né? Eu tenho muitos amigos, assim, que eu acompanhei muitas histórias de perto, de pessoas que tiveram que ser expulsas de casa por sua sexualidade. E então, nesse momento de pandemia, eu acredito que muitas pessoas estejam passando por isso de uma forma muito mais agravante. A gente leu matérias, existem dados sobre isso de pessoas gays, LGBTs no geral, em que o índice de crise de ansiedade aumentou durante esse período, também por sua orientação sexual, por seu gênero, enfim. E foi muito sentindo nesse período, junto com o Marcelo na pandemia, que a gente começou a escrever a história, né, a nossa história de arte. Então, basicamente foi o que a gente estava passando no momento. Eu contraí Covid também, e essa coisa do medo de morrer, o medo de não sentir o cheiro do olfato, perder o olfato. Então, por exemplo, eu não sentia mais cheiro do perfume, e essa sensação desse medo a gente tentou passar para o filme também. Então, há uma cena no filme em que o personagem de Marcelo não sente o cheiro do perfume. Então, eu acho que veio daí, assim, da nossa vivência nesse período.
So they decided to move in together as a couple 1 month like before the pandemic hit Brazil. So it was like a different experience to like have the quarantine to get together, because everything feels so dense and like intense, and they were really scared like to lose loved ones, and like afraid of actually dying themselves, because well, COVID did that to all of us. But they were like really worried about some of their friends that are also gay, and they live alone, and they're like rejected by their families. So it's 10,000 times harder to not know anything about anyone that you know, that you love. And he had COVID, and he was like really afraid of losing the sense of smelling. So that is in the movie. There's a scene of Marcelo's character. He is like trying to sniff a perfume, so he can see that he still has like the sense of smell. So there's a lot of personal experiences on that film, you know. So they just needed to get it out and make art with it, because it's not something that it's only particular to their household. We know that there's a lot of data and like a lot of pieces on the internet of people that are rejected by their families, and they like don't know what to do, like to live alone, because COVID didn't just hit like our health system, it's like economy and everything. So a lot of people lost their jobs, and so it's pretty much like based on personal experiences. So they felt the need to get it out there.
Also, particularly a commentary on isolation, isolated lives there. Another question is, how did you decide your narrative style that intersects with experimental forms? Would you like to talk about audiovisual strategies that you employed making this film?
Toda a produção, toda a produção do ar foi feita por mim e por Will. A gente fez luz, cenário, maquiagem. Antes da pandemia, a gente já vinha com um trabalho bem independente, assim, onde a gente já fazia tudo também. Então, quando a gente se viu sozinho dentro de uma casa, isolado, então a gente só colocou em prática aquilo que a gente já vinha estudando, praticando. Mas eu acho que a dica é a gente não perder a essência da ideia, né? E sempre nos questionar como é que eu posso fazer essa ideia, no nosso caso, que tinha apenas R$3.000, como é que eu posso fazer essa ideia sem perder o objetivo, a essência da ideia com R$3.000. Então, a gente usou abajur, a gente usou... ele costurou o figurino, eu que fazia a própria maquiagem, a gente ficava arrastando os móveis, criando os cenários, tal. A gente não saiu de dentro de casa para fazer esse filme. Então, de fato, olhar um pouquinho ao nosso redor, ver o que é que a gente tem, e muito importante, não perder a ideia. E sim, sempre estar pensando de como fazê-la.
So he was talking about how it was like extra independent, because even before the pandemic, they were like an independent duo. They like sorted out things, but inside, like to be like locked inside the house, they really needed to like really look around and see what they could use and how they would use. So their home became like sets, like they changed like the furniture and make like different sets, and William did like the costumes, and like it was all handmade. Marcelo did the makeup, and they only had like 3,000 reais to do it, and it's not a lot. Just so you know, like the Brazil coin is not really valued in the market, so it's not really. Yeah, it's about like $600. You know, so it's not a lot. So they really try to focus on the idea, like not to lose the concept, because you can lose the concept really easily if you're not like really paying attention on what you want to like say to the public. And it was like, as I said, like extra independent, and it was like a really like small but really strong and hard work plan, you know, like for them.
And I'd like to ask, what kind of comments do you get on the film and the screenings, festival journey of this film? Can you tell us about a few things?
A gente estreou o filme acho que num dos principais festivais LGBTQIA+, do Brasil, que é o Festival Mix Brasil, e acreditamos que foi uma porta de entrada assim para o filme conseguir, enfim, atravessar outros festivais e mostras de cinema. A gente então passou pelo Rio de Janeiro, São Paulo, Natal, né? Aqui em Recife também ganhamos 2 prêmios, um no Rio de Janeiro como melhor horror queer, e aqui em nossa cidade ganhamos o prêmio Cinemateca Pernambucana, e é isso, foi o nosso primeiro trabalho que a gente está indo para festival, então a gente fica muito contente de estar podendo levar nosso trabalho em várias cidades, né? E triste também porque a gente não está indo junto através de tudo online. A gente queria muito estar, enfim, batendo papo presencialmente com, enfim, com outros criadores, diretores, enfim. E acho que tu pode falar, acho que vai traduzir, ela pode falar. E ele continua.
The movie, he's talking more about the journey of the movie with festivals and stuff. It's like, it was the first movie to actually go on festivals. The first screening was in the most like prestigious festival here in Brazil for the LGBTQ community. It's called Mix Brasil. So their first screening was there. So it really opened like a lot of opportunities. They had like 2 awards with this movie here, like best horror queer movie and Cinemateca Pernambucana Award. So it had like a lot of it made a fuss, you know. It was like people were talking about it, and they're really happy. They went like to 5 different states in here in Brazil with the movie, and in 2 of them they got like awards, so it's really nice. They are really happy to be here with you guys. A little bit sad because they're not in Turkey right now, like having this conversation face to face, but I think we all are really sad about that. So now Marcelo will talk about like the comments they get on the movie. Right? Fala dos comentários que vocês receberam.
Sim. Muitas pessoas se identificaram, né? Até porque era uma situação muito real. O medo da morte foi muito real, né? Na pandemia. Então, e a gente traduziu bem esse medo da morte, né? Como um coveiro batendo na casa do personagem principal. Então, a gente recebeu muitas mensagens da comunidade LGBT, o quanto se sentiram acolhidos e representados pelo curta, e também mensagens de medo, assim, pessoas que a gente também trabalhou isso, assim, né? O terror, né? O gênero terror. Então, a gente pesquisou e quis também dar os sustinhos na galera, né? Então, muita gente se assustou, não quis ver só, ficou resistindo para ver. Mas quando via que a temática era muito além do que o próprio medo, né? Tipo, enfim.
So it really got like a lot of, I can relate to this, like it's so real because it really was. And a lot of people felt like embraced by the movie, like, oh my God, I'm not feeling this alone. So I feel like I'm not alone, that I'm not actually alone. So yay. And a lot of people actually like are scared of horror genre. So people that would say to them that I don't want to watch alone, like, oh my God, I can't. But like by the end, people actually realized that it's not only about the horror. It's like, it was really more than that. So it's not common for horror short films to talk like more about like society problems. Like it was a really intense and different idea for them to make, because it's like horror, it's like William's favorite genre. So he only watched horror movies. He's a fan of it. So he loves to make it like into his art, but to actually show this like in a deep, like it was really scary, like death comes and knocks on your door, you know? So they really got like a different salad of comments, but people actually, everyone had like a different experience with the movie, and it was at the end really good.
Congratulations, that's great to have such reactions actually, and congratulations for the awards as well. My questions are like this, but if you want to add something to it about your film or yourselves, please.
No meu caso, eu queria muito agradecer. A gente, como o Marcelo reforçou, como a gente está vivendo uma situação muito difícil durante esse governo, então a gente poder levar o nosso filme, enfim, para um outro país, uma outra, enfim, outra cultura, enfim, é sempre uma luz no fim do túnel, assim, para a gente, engrandece, assim, brilha nossos olhos e é uma força para a gente continuar a fazer o que a gente, enfim, mais ama.
He wants to thank you like for the opportunity, and because with this dark time we're living here, aside from the pandemic, we have like a really tough government right now. So to see their work to go like to another country, to hit like another culture, it's like the light at the end of the tunnel, you know? So it's really giving them a lot of hope and energy to make more, because you know, recognition is really nice to have, and he's like really happy, and that's it. Now Marcelo will say something too.
Primeiro que a arte do festival, quero repetir. A arte do festival é linda, 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 linda. Isso nos encantou muito. Quer traduzir agora isso?
He wanted to say again on the record that the art of the festival is amazing. He's like really, oh my God, in love with it.
E que, como o Will falou, para a gente dá muita força para a gente continuar. Então, muito obrigado pelo convite. Muito, muito obrigado. É só agradecer mesmo. E quero acompanhar tudo do festival.
So he's also saying thanks like 1,000 different ways. It's really like amazing to have like this You guys asked him to participate on the festival, and he's really thankful for that. And he wants to know like everything about the festival, and he's looking forward to see everything that you guys prepared for the actual festival.
We thank you, all of you, very much for this sincere and lovely conversation and Q&A. It was really nice. Thank you very much, and hope you follow the festival online and see the rest of it.